Hey there, thank you so much for tuning into our podcast. But before I take you to your show, I have a very small request to make. Do check out the other episodes that we have created so far. And as you know, we are available on all major music and podcast streaming apps across the world. So, whichever podcasting platform you're listening to, do hit the follow button and leave us a rating, as that will help us improve our content and reach a wider audience. And with that, welcome to the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to Say That Again, mate. And as usual, I have with me none other than Priyanka Chopra. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our own. Oh, did I put the surname wrong?
Yes, you clearly
Okay,
did.
it's Mishra. Fine.
Alrighty.
So, Priyanka Mishra, just to correct it again, dude, before we proceed, I have a very, let's address this once and for all. What is this happening with the gym trainers? I mean, seriously, few days back I was at a gym and I saw the trainer was instructing a girl on how to run on a treadmill. Like, really? On a treadmill, you're training somebody? You just have to put your foot up
I
and
didn't
it'll.
know this is a separate training. I'd never
I
heard of this
I
thing.
mean, the moment you put your foot on the treadmill, it'll start making you run. I mean, you can just set up the speed and everything.
Exactly.
Why do they do that, man? I mean, this is a thing going on with like all the trainers in the world, where a lot of memes are also there that they give special treatment to women in the gym.
So
And
was it instructing the speed, like you should be maintaining your speed like
I don't
while
know, that guy was standing there the whole time the girl was walking or running,
okay, then
and
it's
somebody on
another
the other side was lifting like 150 kgs and wanted some support and nobody was there.
okay, okay. This
So
is,
this is
we
like
all know what does this mean. We all know.
yeah, this tribe of gym trainers. I'm so sorry guys if you're listening, but you know that I'm right. But anyway, so Priya, uh I had a marathon this weekend,
Wow.
and let me tell you,
How
one of the
many
most
kilometers?
beautiful feelings. I did 21, I did half marathon, but this is one of the
Nice.
most beautiful feelings that you know that you get once you finish a marathon. I i don't know, I like the moment I cross the finishing line I end up in tears. I do not understand how, I do not understand why. Is it because of the fatigue? Is it because of the body pain? Is it because of a sense of an achievement? Because it just doesn't matter. It is just something very personal, and I haven't been able to figure out. So yeah, there was a marathon, and my legs are a little sore today. Not
Yet we are here. Just
yeah,
slow claps and like appreciation for you. Tap your back. Come on, do it.
did that. Yeah,
Yeah, good.
I think marathons are such beautiful events. Like the entire city is on their toes. I I remember like I ran a lot of marathons in Pune, where you find the culture where people stop their cars, they'll stand on the sides of the roads and clap for you to push you, like to go, not, I mean, just to not stop and keep going and cherish that. So I just believe it's such a beautiful thing. Even this marathon that I did here in Mexico, like I told you, right, that people just uh, open their doors, were playing
Correct.
music right at the doorsteps of their house, and they were encouraging people. Families were standing, they were clapping. This just is such a wonderful scene early in the morning, like 7 a.m., where it's a bit cold and nobody's out there on the streets, but suddenly you see 20,000 people running on the streets. So
So,
I
how
just
do you
love it.
prepare yourself for a marathon? Like, as a layman who has never participated in a marathon, what would you advise? 1 month prior training should be started. Like, basic running
No,
for 2
say
kilometers or yeah.
no. So to start with, if you want to do 5 kilometers, so there are like four categories usually in every big marathon that they organize. It's 42.2, which is like the full marathon. 21.1 is half marathon. Then there's a 10K and a 5K run. So for 5K, you need at least 3 weeks of practice to not like burn your body on that race day. 5K is comparatively very small, very like easy because you don't have to put a lot of effort once you start running a 5K along with
Hmm.
so many people. It'll just happen with the crowd. You'll keep going and it'll just happen.
Yeah. The energy just floats, I think. That's why
Yes, yes.
listening to
So
like 21 kilometers feels heavy, but it's
yeah,
just everybody.
so training is what is needed. For a 10K, you need like a month long training, like rigorous month long training. And I think by the end of the like 20-25 days, you will be mentally prepared to do that. Physically, you will be prepared, of course, after 3 weeks. For a half marathon, I would recommend at least 2 months, 2 to 3 months of training for a half marathon
Okay.
because it is a lot mental, physical at the same time. You cannot just say that okay, you are lifting weights at gym and you're fit and you can run a 21K. It's not possible. You have to be running like okay, there's this calculation that a lot of runners do is you have to run 60 kilometers a week to do well in a 21K. So
There has
60 is a
been
little
separate,
exaggerated. Yeah.
yeah, 60 is like
Yeah, 60 is a
also,
bit exaggerated for like the elite runners, but I would say that
yeah,
some people also say it's 60 to 90. But for me, I think that if you do 50 kilometers, 40 to 50 kilometers in a week, when I say in a week, I say like at least 4 days of running, right?
okay,
So
okay,
if you're
yeah,
doing, yeah, so like 40 to 50 kilometers, 4 days in a week, I think
4 days in a week, yeah.
you're gonna make it easily.
Correct. Also, there are, I was just saying, there are now apps which, which can help you do that, help you track each and every average speed and everything. Even they have such certification, like they
Competitions,
award
yeah,
such some
there's
people. Yeah, it keeps
yeah,
people going. It keeps people
the
engaging in
challenges
such
and
activities.
competitions which happen in across different applications like Strava is one of them. Then
Correct.
Adidas running, Nike running. These are a few apps which a lot of people use. Garmin, the watch brand company, they also have something. So yeah, a lot of people. It's good to track your race when you are running on your own. You know, like how what's the distance, what's the pace, and eventually you'll get to know if you're getting better or what's happening. So these are the things. And
Also, in
yeah,
a world where people are getting frequent cases of heart attacks and other issues as well,
at a young age. Oh
certainly
my
I've,
God.
yeah, we all been listening to such news in men in particular. So this has been like quite a discussion to be talked about, because heart attack cases, not only it has reached to a certain age age level where we thought that okay, after 30 or after 40 you'll have to take care of your body, but now it has reached to such a point where there is life or death situation. People are dancing on floor and the news pops up the next day that while dancing, 21
Yeah,
year old or 35-year-old person died on the spot. So this is something, and doctors have been, of course, they always advise to take exercise seriously and health seriously. Lifestyle
I
changes
mean,
are necessary.
this is something like, okay, I want to put a question out here. Like, we see people working out and still they get heart diseases and heart attacks. the young actors or young bodybuilders of age like 25 to 35, 25 to 40, the number of heart attacks that they are getting is like has risen like anything in the past, let's say 2 years or so.
Yeah, some of them were actually exercising while they got heart attack. So
Yeah.
overdoing it is also an issue. Underdoing is of course an issue, but to not participate at all in any of physical activity will cause you harm. For example, few days back, as I told you, I
Mm.
got myself into a wellness session from our office, and I got to know that my body needs frequent such exercises where it's high intensity workout is involved 2 days a week at least. And I can see how just a thought that how adulting has switched or taking me to places where I've been taking decisions for myself, where I'm just straight away saying no to people that I just can't involve myself in a plan where I have to stay back for such long hours, because that'll somewhere, you know uh, routine set ho gaya hai na. We don't want anybody to involve them, because it'll disrupt, and then it'll take 3-4 days again to switch into my routine. It happens.
Yeah.
Like last weekend only, I was, because there was some friend's birthday and we had to eat out. After two meals, uh, simultaneously we were having outside food. After two meals, I my body could was rejecting the food, that we need khichdi, we need normal salad, we need dal chawal roti sabzi in our diet back, because it's just your body saying that no, it's fine, now we have to switch back, it's fine. 2 days was okay, now you have to switch back. So that part of adulting I've been noticing, I'm just
I mean,
redirecting it.
yeah, that is one thing, but you know, a lot of this culture of eating out, and this has like in big cities we see that it is really very common. You know, people go out on uh, weekends. It's very common. So, do you think that the food that we consume there is it healthy enough, irrespective of very
Of
high-end restaurants
course
that you
not.
visit?
Even if I'm ordering veggies, they all are adulterated. They
Mm.
all are adulterated. They all are, using those powders. They are ripened enough to make it presentable. They do stuff which we don't want to know. But then also, we try our best. Also, we know that reused oils are there in the like restaurants,
Yeah, man.
and which have been like our mothers used to say, oil vapas use hota hai, and that's very
Mm.
harmful for you if they are reheating the same oil which they use for some another cooking any other dish. That is of course going to harm you, and this causes epigenetic changes in a longer, uh, healthier situation. If I say epigenetics in simpler terms, means even after evolution, now that we are having normal hands and eyes and everything, which are from a monkey to human, that has happened, but still we are proceeding towards genetic changes. And this pollution, adulteration, even uh, involving ourselves into such activities where smoking is involved, or too much alcohol consumption is involved, this will affect our future generation as well. If you want good genes, if you want your coming children, coming situations to be handled healthily,
I
that
mean,
will be
okay,
impacted with your each
I
and every day.
understand. I understand this with what you're saying, like eating healthy and doing regular workout. But still, this question is there. We see a lot of people. We have heard about a lot of people who are like who are doing really well to have all kinds of healthy food and good trainers, and easygoing lifestyle with all means. But still, there are medicines involved at very early stages. Like it just, I mean, I'm not just talking here about the heart problems,
Supplements and mm,
but other things like we see young people getting diabetes these days at the age of 30, 35. Between that, a lot of cases of diabetes are occurring, especially in India. And I'm not sure about other countries, but this is like, I don't know, it shouldn't be just only food and the lifestyle, but also like maybe the environment, maybe the pollution,
that's
maybe
what
the
I'm saying.
stress.
This is the epigenetic changes I was talking about. It's not just
Hmm.
one thing. It just not limited to food or vegetables reaching to us in uh, not like organic way. Now
Yeah,
that there are categories in organic food and normal food, just imagine that remember the time when Maggie was like, now it's safe Maggie. So you questioned all the previous years of yours, that were we eating unsafe Maggie all these years, because they are now advertising it as safe Maggie.
yeah.
Similarly, there is another section for organic vegetables. I'm just adding these things because these all collectively, hampers each and every cell in your body. You don't know in long term how it's going to affect. I'm not saying that switching to healthy lifestyle and switching to good exercise pattern and everything will leave you with of course better years and even more years than a normal individual, because there is stress involved. Even if a person is
Yeah.
eating healthy, even if a person is exercising, there is some level of stress which is there and is arising a lot. It's
And
alarming.
I'll just add to this. Like, there's this very famous fitness trainer, Chris Gethin, who has trained like a lot of Bollywood celebrities, including Hrithik Roshan in the movie Krish, and then I guess Ajay Devgan for Singham, and so he's like a very prominent fitness trainer, and especially in Bollywood. So I was listening to one of his interviews where he said that to all of his clients, the one thing that he trains and ensures that they do is like be away from blue light as much as possible. Blue light as in the light that is emitted from all the digital sources like your telephone,
Screens
uh,
and
screens, and
everything.
TV and tablets and all those
Mobile phones,
places.
yeah.
Then second thing he says that I want to ensure that you are getting enough sleep. You gotta sleep well. Third, if you are in any kind of stress, that is going to affect every part of your body. So these three things have to be managed for a healthy lifestyle. Just lifting weights or running kilometers aren't going
Correct.
to help you, because
Having
we are
ideal body situation is,
exactly,
people are running after, like, this is the ideal body I want, but you don't know that
that's an
person is going
ideal
through a
look.
lot. Yeah.
That's an ideal look that is only something that a camera could capture. But what's happening inside your head, what's happening inside your body, inside the systems, I don't think anything can capture. So yeah, I mean, uh, it's a tricky situation right now where I think the anxiety, the competitiveness, and the urge to achieve so much, and all of those things are just adding up to your entire body, entire like physicality of your body. So I don't know. I just practice good sleep, and you cannot just always keep away from stress. It's a part of
Yeah,
life.
it's just
But
how you become better in handling situation. It's just how the threshold to, of course not, I'm not
hmm,
promoting the fact that we should be absorbing pain, but threshold to handle such pain has increased. Previously we used to cry, burst out, and as a child we could just leave the leave the situation as it is and stay away. But it's not now. You're not a child anymore. You have to deal with situation where you have to answer smartly by
Yeah.
not harming your self respect. There is always a situation, even with your friend, even with your boss, even with your colleagues, where you feel that you want to have a better answer to give in that group, because otherwise the moment you get back to your home, there is always a situation where we think, यार ये बोल देना था ना यार, ये कितना अच्छा लग रहा है सुनने में.
That
That thing
regret.
always irritates. That thing
Yeah.
always irritates. But when you realize that these things doesn't matter, it's fine if you were whatsoever you said. It's fine in that situation
Hmm.
because
You
you
know,
didn't wanted
yeah,
to answer at that time.
I
So
believe that all the stress that's going on in your life right now, as in at this point, it's all temporary. Like few months, few days, few years down the line, when you look back and see that, and you'll say that, oh my God, was I stressed on that? Really? I- I'm telling you from my personal experience, like something which I felt like it's the biggest trauma of my life. And today, when I look back and I say, really, was it? And how much time did I spend crying about it or ranting about it?
hmm,
So, this feeling I get all the time. So, now I know that whatever is happening, it's temporary and it's gonna get fixed either automatically or I'm gonna do something about it. But I know that it's temporary and it's gonna go. So
yeah,
this is like one thing
correct.
I would suggest to everybody.
And just a message to all the people who are dealing with one or the other situations. I know we all are one of them, because in every house, in every room, there is a sibling, there is a, you know, a father, a mother, even your grandparents, they might be having some issues, but by communication things always sort out. So whenever you feel that there is this thought in my mind which is just which is poking me since 3 days, 4 days, maybe I should talk, and that thought, when it pops in your mind, just go and talk to someone you believe that he or she won't judge you. There is an initiative which I saw on Instagram while I was scrolling a few stories.
Hmm.
So these people were providing, like they were asking for volunteers, so they were providing certification if we'll work as a volunteer for mental health, you know, patients who just wanna talk. So as laymen, we if we can move forward and help these people and just listen without judging them, because as a therapist, he or she will only listen to you. He or she won't be knowing your parents, your friends. So of course that's a blank book. You just go and, you literally you drain
Yeah.
yourself so much all the week that you just talk. And that's how therapy works. So I really wanted to involve myself in that. So in fact emailed them. There are so many cute initiatives by people these days, of course influenced by the we call West culture, where people are providing free hugs. So why these are
I know.
necessary? So just take a step for yourself, and please don't blame yourself if you're not able to fulfill certain bar which you set for yourself. For example, just what I stated, I should have said this in that meeting, so that it would have been so much better. The savage answer would have been so impactful that people would have been looking at me and saying, "Arey, ye diya na answer." It's fine. Don't blame
I
yourself
mean,
if you were
see,
not ready with an
it's
answer.
I always like press on this, and even today, I believe this. This is my theory. It's okay to be a mediocre. It's absolutely okay. Not everybody is born to fly a
Correct.
satellite, right? Not everybody is born to invent an iPhone. Not everybody is here to fight on the borders. We are
Correct.
all
Just
normal human beings. Just
correct. Correct.
be a normal guy. Be a mediocre person. Let somebody else run the country, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's fine sometimes.
and
Just bottom line, don't blame yourself for any
yeah,
reason. If you're not able to, sometimes people do this and then they start, what is that term? Self doubts and that syndrome where they feel, I'm not fortunate enough, and I'm not that, in competition to be with these people. But you don't know, these people are also thinking the same as you are. So it's fine. Just breathe,
yeah.
relax, and
And Priya,
forgive
this
yourself.
podcast has suddenly become a very serious shit. And I must tell you this. We started off
Because
as a comedy podcast.
because we laugh, we talk about food, we talk about anything, weird shit we get to know these days. And I've been watching some people and observing even myself. That's why I said that, how ignorant they have become. That's why I was like, it should be addressed,
Okay.
that it's
So, all
fine.
you young people listening to this podcast, I know there are only three of you. So, all three of you, just ensure that you do not stress. You go out
Don't
on
worry
a run.
about चार लोग क्या कहेंगे. Those चार
Yes.
people are already thinking about चार लोग क्या कहेंगे. So this is a cycle. So just
And
relax.
those char log are listening to our podcast. So, just
Yeah,
everybody's in a very happy space right now. So, enjoy your life. Just
correct.
take care of yourself, and it's going to be all good and manifest good things. And with good things, I we know about a very good set of people and a very good community. And Priya would like to talk about that.
Yeah. So as I told you that I was listening to this podcast and even reading some column where I got to know a very interesting story about Parsis. So
Wow.
I've always been amazed by the stories of how Persians, got landed themselves into the land of Gujarat, and how they are descended from, Iran, and how they came here. So there is a book, Kissa e
Okay.
Sanjan. Okay, first of all, the language, guys. I mean, how beautiful. I was,
Exotic.
yeah, I was already into it. When I started reading about it, I was like, oh, how beautiful it sounds. So this book was written by a priest, a Parsi priest. And he elaborated just how, early years of Zoroastrian settlers on the Indian subcontinent, how they came, and how they got themselves adjusted with the culture of India, and language was different, of course.
Hmm.
So apparently, after disputes with, in the Iran region, where they wanted to save their Zoroastrian culture, so they moved out, and these immigrants landed in Gujarat. Okay, from northeastern Iran to here in Gujarat, and then uh, they were granted permission to stay by the local Maharaja,
Yeah,
on the
the local
condition
king.
that they adopt the local language. Okay, so
And
you
the
must
culture,
have,
I guess.
yeah, correct. And
Yeah.
you must have heard that Parsi speak Gujarati.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they adopted the language from there. And of course, the women were instructed to wear a sari. So this was a condition. But there is this beautiful story about Parsis and sugar in the milk. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I heard that there's this quote, right, when they were like
correct.
entering India. So I'm not sure. You correct me if I'm wrong. So when they were entering
Yeah, it
India,
is.
they were questioned
It is
like,
correct.
why should we accept you in our community? So they said that we'll dissolve sugar in this community to add sweetness or something.
Correct.
This is some
Correct.
really nice thing that they said. I'm
Yes,
forgetting.
so that always fascinated me. That always
Yeah.
fascinated me because in Sanjan, so the book Kissa e Sanjan, it's about, uh, Kissa means story. The story
Mhm.
of Sanjan. Sanjan is a part of Gujarat. So as there was language barrier, So to greet these immigrants, the king Jadav Rana was the name. He welcomed them by sending them a glass full of milk. It was full up to the brim. So to
Okay.
communicate with them that the land was already filled with people to the brim, he sent this glass. And to this Zoroastrian priest, after receiving this milk, he sent it back. And but this time it was with sugar. So it was to show that we will blend in your country like sugar in milk. So we'll maintain the peace. We'll just involve ourselves, indulge ourselves into your culture if you let us be the part of yours.
Yeah.
So this story always fascinated me because Parsis has given so much to India. They not only accepted the culture but also worked so much in each and every industry. Bhaiya, if you can take a look in for example in entertainment, in academia, military, India independence movement, everywhere. Dadabai Naroji, recently, while the after Queen Elizabeth's death, there was so much talked about, heated discussion upon Kohinoor क्यों नहीं आ रहा वापस and वगैरह वगैरह. I got to know that how Nauroji, he explained everything in his book Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. He explained how slyly money was drained out of India
Hmm.
via railways. And then British workers were encouraged to take on high paying jobs in India, and how they were earning, like, of course, more and working less. So this was all strategized by Britishers. So this should
Yeah.
have been highlighted.
And
Uh,
also, like the Britishers during their time, uh, they thought of Parsis as less harmful for them, unlike the other, because they are very calm and very sophisticated in their very own society, the Parsis.
Correct.
So they gave them a lot of opportunities to start new business. So I mean, that's how the Tatas got started in a way,
Yeah,
and different textile mills were set up with different Parsi owners. So
correct.
that's in their tradition. They have not just thought of India or uh, this place as a place of business. They thought of growing this country. Like they have always been, consider anybody like Homi Bhabha, who was the like this founder of ISRO, who's considered to be the father of Indian space.
Correct.
So that person is there. And I think Homi Bhabha also was very much pressing on the idea of atomic nuclear power, and he wanted India to be a nuclear power at during the time of like Nehru or something, when he thought that becoming a nuclear power is not to devastate other countries or destroy other countries, to tell them that we are more powerful, we are equally as powerful as you. So
Yes, they
nuclear
always
power is,
wanted,
yeah.
yeah, India to utilize its strengths. Every Parsi who has gained such respect, even currently we know Cyrus Poonawalla and Ratan Tata ji, how they are working to
I think
strengthen
Poonawalla is
our.
the largest vaccine manufacturer in the world.
Yes,
Serum
correct.
Institute. They, I mean, they did a great job during COVID. Tatas, we talk a lot about in our podcast. A lot of people have flagged this. You guys keep talking about Tatas in your episodes, and we can't help.
Of course, KG Bhai, your roots are attached to Tata, so
I mean, yeah, but there's something that you cannot take away from them. They have been the nation builders for like century, more than that, and it just has to be that. It just has to be that.
started from Jamshedji Tata, and now Ratan Tata is the pioneer of industrial setup. It started from Jamshedji
Yeah.
Tata. So of course we are gonna highlight these things because they give so much to our country. We we should be acknowledging it uh, in their presence as well,
And not just to the
rather
country, to the world. You
to the
I
world.
mean, I'll just give you, I think we have talked about this in another episode, where there are several universities in the UK and US where they give Ratan Tata scholarships, or some Tata scholarships. The scholarship programs deliberately in the name of Tatas in those universities. So I
Wow.
think it's not just for us, it's not just for this country, it's for the world. The I mean, I'll just give you a quick um this Tata Steel is the largest steel manufacturer in all of United Kingdom. So the maximum amount of steel that's getting out there in UK is from Tata. So
Wow.
it's not just India. They're not just operating in India, they're operating at a world level.
Worldwide.
And it's all about the togetherness and the peace that they want in the world, and
Yeah,
prosperity.
they did what they promised
Yeah.
since the beginning. So
And we cannot skip the Parsi food. The food, they are so fond of their meat,
Machli.
their sweets, their bakery. You
Yeah,
cannot take it away from them. It and Priya, in Pune, there is this very old
Kayani
shop
Bakery,
set up in 1700s. Yeah, Kayani Bakery is of course one of them, but there's another one called Dorabji's, set up
Dorabji's.
in 1700s something. So it's like a old cottage. Now they have a big showroom, kind of a commercial building. But I went to one old shop they had since ages. It was like a very old cottage house kind of place. And the food they were serving, so it's not like you order something and they'll go to the kitchen, make it, and bring it. So everything is already cooked. Whatever in the menu is there, it's cooked and kept there. Whatever you want, they'll heat it up and give it to you. So I just took one. So it's a non-veg dish. It's called paya curry. So I
Hmm.
just took it. I thought I'll go home and have it. It was so amazing, so amazing. I
Classic.
can't tell. Classic. I mean, it's not that it has too much oil, it has too much spices,
Hmm.
too,
It's just
you know,
to the perfection made wala
too.
situation.
I mean, it's just authentic Parsi food. It
Nice.
doesn't has that restaurant touch where they'll put extra cream on the top to make it look good, or add cheese, or so many other things that usually restaurants do to make the food look uh, visually good. But apparently they destroy the taste and everything. So I think Parsi food, you just can't take it
You
away.
know what I really admire about such cafes, such old cafes? Of course,
Yeah,
the architecture and the benches and the uh, wood work there. You can see the light lamps, वगैरह. There are just they make you feel that okay, we are a
vintage,
part of some heritage
Yeah,
situation here.
the sense of
Apart from
vintage is
that,
always there.
yeah, correct. Also, just appreciating how uh, accurate and non delusional and just to the point their menu cards are. You don't need to discuss this for hours because there has been so much debate upon what to order. Okay, there is like 230 dishes on this menu card. They are so precise
No.
with their menu card that it'll take you 2 minutes to decide because
And this
there
is
are
what you're gonna
only
order, and this is what you're gonna like. End of story.
correct. Correct.
This is
There is
what we are
no
selling
wastage
for
of time
last
while ordering
50
food.
years. Yeah,
Correct. So the
love it.
या टाइम बचता है आपका जब आप देखते हो मेन्यू कार्ड की ओके बेरी पुलाव है वेजिटेरियंस में आपको बन मस्का के अलावा एक ऐसा डिश मिल जाएगा जो वेजिटेरियन बेरी पुलाव का वर्जन है और
Cheese
आपके
omelette.
मटन मिल जाएंगे आपको फिश मिल जाएगा पारसी ऑफ कोर्स कैफेज में we know how they are fond of eggs and fishes. I know this. I've heard so many
It's too
yeah.
much food in one episode, Priya. You gotta stop.
There is this one dish na made of egg, ghotala. I really like the name.
Sounds very like
घोटाला हो गया है अभी इधर तो क्या
yes,
करने का.
golmal kind of dish.
Yeah. So
So
Aflatun.
talking about food, I
Mm.
have this very interesting thing. This news that came. Have you ever gate crashed a wedding?
Oh, not yet, but
Come on,
oh,
you're missing on so many things in the world.
I think my face is very pretentious, Bhaiya. It just becomes very obvious that I am not a part of this family, either of these families. So I can't hide. I can't do that.
And
So have you
you
been
know,
to such situation?
I have done that like
Oh,
100, more than 100 times in my life, and I would do it even today unapologetically if I get a chance. It's such a blissful feeling when you pick up the plate and fill it with stuff, and nobody recognizes in the moment you leave the crowd, and you feel a sense of like accomplishment and achievement and a winning moment. Oh my god. Those food
oh,
taste that like they are the tastiest food that you'll have. The ones which you gate crash into. So
yeah.
recently, I'll tell you, recently this thing happened in UP in India, where the Baratis were asked to show up the Aadhaar card for the food. So actually, they thought, I mean, they estimated.
Identity crisis.
No, actually,
Identity theft.
they
Hmm.
thought that like whatever the estimation was with the number of people that they expected, there were a lot more people in the um, having food. So now they got a little suspicious, like maybe
Of course, people like you make them feel suspicious. So,
yes. So I think it's because of that they now ask for Aadhaar cards to give access to food, and that's bizarre. I mean, yeah, you might carry an Aadhaar card all the time, maybe on phone or somewhere, but okay, this is something weird that's happening where the calculation, they're exceeding the calculation. And it's not that
so,
they're exceeding by a small amount, it's suspiciously a large number of people who are there unexpected.
so let me ask you: have you
Hmm.
done that Amir Khan signature move where you were like, "Oh, uncle" from Three Idiots, and you just hug
Mhm.
the uh,
So
relatives
I've done crazy
randomly?
things. I've done crazy things where I went on stage to congratulate the
Okay.
bride and groom. Next, I uh, not just me and few of my friends, we were dancing on the DJ, as in we were the only ones dancing on the DJ
Of
floor, and
course.
everybody was listening. Everybody was watching us doing that, and we even brought the bride's, oh sorry, the groom's father, their parents basically on the stage to dance with us, and
Oh my
they
god.
thought that
It
we
has
are
reached to
some
that level.
eternal part of their family, and we are no strangers. We just ensured that we create such a reputation. But yeah, I was on the verge of getting caught once when somebody, I was having my food very peacefully.
Of course.
Um, I mean, and somebody just came and checked, like, who are you with? And the most, like, that's the most
Oh
dreadful
my
and
god.
scariest moment you'll
What
ever
did you
have in your
say
life.
then? What
I
did you
just
say?
I just took a random name, like I'm from this side, or from any
शर्मा जी
random
की
name.
तरफ से आया हूँ, शर्मा जी की तरफ से आया.
Yeah,
साइंस
Sahuji
की तरफ से
from.
तो नहीं कहा होगा आपने.
No, no, that was very common. I would have got caught. I just took a very random surname and said I'm from this side of, uh, from this part of the town. And that guy was like puzzled. He was an uncle actually, and he was puzzled. Like he was looking up. Oh, really? He was thinking, calculating in his head. And by that time, I just like effed off. I just started running back home. Like didn't even call a cab or. have a I not it was those days when we used to have two-wheelers in colleges, and
Also, the
I
risk taking capacity was quite high at that time, I would say.
the heartbeat, you know, now we figure out why young people get heart attacks. It's because they get crash into a wedding
Nice.
and they're asked like, where are you from? And
Well,
I'll tell you, I'll tell you, Priya.
maybe
It
that's why Aadhaar card situation was introduced.
Yes, but it's kind of weird, you know. People, I think in my wedding, if I ever have one, I'll especially see that uh, students from colleges and school and who are gate crashing, they're welcomed,
Oh,
because I have been there and I know
been
the
there, done
trauma.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
I just want to have them with open arms and let them enjoy. I'll just go up to them and I'll tell them, I know that you're not invited, but enjoy
Oh
the
my
food.
God. That's going to be so weird. Oh my God.
I
And
just
then they'll
think,
confirm. What about if they'll confirm? No, I am actually from your side. You don't
no,
know me. I'm
you
your
get to
long
know them.
lost uncle. Okay.
You get to know them. Like their body language is, of course,
Yeah,
very
that's true.
suspicious, and
That's
they'll
true.
try
That's
to
true.
act like, okay, nobody has seen me. Oh, come
And
on, we are
they're
just friends.
overacting.
Yeah.
Guys, no overacting, guys.
They'll
Please.
say namaste to everybody in the crowd.
Everyone.
In all 300 people, they'll say namaste.
Guys, there is a trick. There is a trick. And you should learn. No overacting. Just act normal as if
Yeah.
it's your family. And in your family, you don't act and you don't greet each and every relative. You just don't. You just escape. So just do that.
And just eat your food as quickly as possible and just
Yeah.
go off. What's the point in looking at the girls? What's the point in looking at like how the decoration is and how the guy is looking,
I mean,
who's wearing what? I mean, come on, you're there for food.
yeah, I always go to weddings for food. That's the main
I
agenda.
go to
But I
everywhere
haven't
for
get
food.
crashed. Yo. I can I can relate to you, Max, because that
Yeah.
has become a thing.
I mean, that's the only relationship that I have, and that's the only thing that's kept me,
Interest you.
yeah, interested for any meetups. Like, okay, fine, whatever the person is, whatever crap they're gonna talk, but at least I'm gonna eat something which will make me feel good. So, sorry, guys. It's a one-sided affair at this point.
You
So,
know,
yeah, tell me.
I was just saying that I got to know about this very simple recipe from Reels. I just wanted to share. If anyone wants to try it, it's fine. If
Quick,
you already know it, yeah. So just peel your potato,
should be
which
within
you
30
have
seconds.
normal.
It's a reel.
Yeah, it was actually 30 seconds. The procedure was just 30 seconds. Or
7 seconds are
also,
gone.
okay, okay, okay. Just peel the potato and just cut it in slices and just add turmeric powder and chili powder and salt and hing. Hing is asafoetida in case people don't know. And then just drizzle some rava on the top of that slices and then shallow fry it on the tawa. And voila, your this is actually Orissa ka dish, you know?
Next reel. Okay, got it. It sounds crispy. This
Yeah, it was so yummy.
this recipe of yours that you explain in 30 seconds. I
Some
loved it.
batata bappa something was the name. Batata
Why are
chaba.
you taking names which are like suspicious? Some Ghotala earlier, and now this Bappa.
You just I'm just admiring and so adorable names they have. Ghotala and then batata and then kanda and then
Yeah,
shira. These names is so cute. So
you
cute.
just. I think, guys, Priya is getting carried away with her fantasies of.
Kachalu, guys. Kachalu is such cute word.
You gotta end this podcast.
Okay,
Priya,
my mouth is already watery, although I
we'll
had
do
my
one thing.
dinner already.
We'll end the recording. You keep going on, okay?
Okay, okay,
And
we'll talk about this later.
yes, and with that, ladies and
Meanwhile,
gentlemen,
guys, if you can come up with any such food related, any instances you had previously,
any
for example, Bhaiya,
observations?
yeah,
Yeah.
Bhaiya just showed this side of his where he gate crashed a wedding. I didn't know about this.
Oh,
And
come
you can
on.
tell a story as well related to food, of course. I'm just sounding like a radio jockey. So if you want to be a part of this show, just tune in.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was actually good.
Mail to us and do write us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle, now that I've learned the lingo. Uh, I was a bummer previously. So yeah, just correcting myself. And just any questions you have related to anything, even we discuss so much about mental health. If you have anything to just share, do write us. We won't judge you. We won't, even advise you on anything. It's
Yeah.
just sharing.
We are no doctors, we are no psychiatrists, but we are listeners. We can like sit and listen about it. We can talk to you about it. But seriously, if you think that there's something that's troubling you uh, way beyond your control, I would suggest that there are a lot of counselors and counseling options that are available, which are actually very helpful. And I've seen so many of my close friends go through it and come out really strong. So I would suggest that to everybody. It's not bad, it's not something that you are alone facing. So it's everybody's life is disturbed at some point. Some fix it, some pretend that there's nothing wrong, and some just live with it. So decide for yourself, and we are here every week to put
Yes.
some joy with different stories and happenings around the world. Today was about Parsis, and in a way, we thank them for their contributions and the culture and the sweetness that they have brought in our cultures, in our life, in our country, and around the world. And I think, yeah, that's pretty much it from this episode. What do you say, Priya?
I just want to say aujo.
Bye.
Aujo is, yeah, kind of
Bye.
bye.
Let's
Bye.
let's bye.
Aujo, guys. Aujo. Yeah.
Hey there, thanks for listening to the podcast. Just in case you liked the episode, do leave us a rating and follow us on whatever podcasting platform you're listening to. It'll be of great help if you share the podcast with your friends and tell them what podcast you're consuming. And you can also send us your questions, suggestions, feedbacks, and AMAs at pleasesaythatagainmate@gmail.com, or you can DM us on our Instagram. Our handles are there in the description of the show. And with that, I'll take your leave and see you again next week.